Hi bookworms, welcome to another video, the very first one of 2023. I took a little bit of a break in December for personal reasons, for a family emergency. Um, yeah, well, I'm not going to get into it. I hope everyone had a good Christmas and a good New Year's. Besides the family emergency, I did have a good Christmas. It was definitely not normal by any means, but that's life. I'm going to get into the book because I just finished it and I didn't want to wait till tomorrow to do the video. It is like 11 o'clock p.m. here, and I was kind of mad. I'm like, I need to do this video right now. So I am reviewing A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout. See if I can get that there so you can see it nicely. It's a decent sized book. It is okay, so it's been a while. I've already fallen out of my sync for how I do these. I'm gonna read the back. Born shrouded in the veil of the primals, a maiden as the fates promised, Seraphina Muriel's future has never been hers. Chosen before birth to uphold the desperate deal her ancestor struck to save his people, Sarah must leave behind her life and offer herself to the primal of death as his consort. However, Sarah's real destiny is the most closely guarded secret in all of the Lasania. She's not the well-protected maiden, but an assassin with one mission, one target. Make the primal of death fall in love, become his weakness, and then end him. If she fails, she dooms her kingdom to a slow demise at the hands of the rot. Sarah has always known what she is: chosen, consort, assassin, weapon. A specter never fully formed, yet drenched in blood. A monster. Until the primal of death's unexpected words and deeds chase away the darkness gathering inside her, and his seductive touches ignites a passion she's never allowed herself to feel and cannot feel for him. But Sarah has never had a choice. Either way, her life is forfeit. It always has been, as she has been forever touched by life and death. First off, I really love the cover with the wood and the red leaves. And I don't know if you guys can see, there's a dragon's eye poking through right there. And then the crescent moon. These are, I'm pretty sure the wood is like a blood tree, which is in the books. So this one is book 1 in the prequel series for the From Blood and Ash series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I have already read the From Blood and Ash series, so I kind of know how this series is going to end, but I don't know what's happening in the books to get to that ending. Jennifer writes 18 plus books. Just so you know, there is explicit scenes in it. It is not for kids. I absolutely love her. Obviously, I read the first bit of the series from Blood and Ash, so obviously I couldn't wait to read this one to see how the first part started. There's definitely some, I wouldn't call it real confusion. Like, bits of it are a little hard to understand. The one thing I love about her books is it's not just pure romance. They're not just romance books. There's a lot of intrigue, a lot of political mystery and problem solving. Like how she weaves these stories, I have no idea. But they're so deep and so many levels, and I was thrown for so many loops. Like I said, I finished reading it and I was angry. Like, I hit the book. I was like, oh, like, how can you do this to me? So basically jumping to the fact that the end of it is like a total cliffhanger. Like, how could you do that? Obviously, the romance is between Seraphina, who goes by Sarah, and the Primal of Death, who, his name is Nyktos, 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 but he also goes by Ash. And their relationship, it's a slow burn to start, and it's complicated. There is betrayal and so much emotion in this book, and there's still things that are left unsaid and completely open, but obviously it's the first in a series, and I'm going to be diving right into the second one, which I have with me. I didn't notice any potential plot holes. There's some things that I found a little confusing how they work out, but I'm sure they'll have better explanations as I get more into the book. It was, there's some things that are predictable, but I find that predictable because I've already read From Blood and Ash, and things that happen in From Blood and Ash are happening in here as well. So if you read these ones first, then when you read From Blood and Ash, you'll be like, oh, that already happened. And you'd probably, same if you've, with me, where if I read From Blood and Ash series first, when things are happening, I'm like, oh, that happened in the other book. I know what that means. So it could be a little bit of a twist to some people if you've never read it. If it's your first time reading that, be like, oh my god, what's happening? Or like, wow, I never figured that one out, because when I read it in From Blood and Ash. Now I'm rambling again. But anyway, definitely a lot of twists thrown in. It is kind of... So, for tropes, like for enemies to lovers, these guys are sort of like antagonizing. Like, they're not really enemies to lovers, but they definitely fight. Like, they're friends at first, and then they fight, and then, well, obviously they're going to become much stronger lovers in the next book, obviously, because that's the whole point, is them being tied to each other. It gave me all sorts of emotions, obviously frustration and anger at the end, because like I said, I literally did. I hit the book and I wanted to throw it across the room. Like, how could you do this? There was some happy moments and some excited moments when Sarah is discovering things about herself. It's fun, to discover that stuff with people. I would totally recommend it to all sorts of people. It took me a few days to read it because I'm still sort of going through some of the family stuff that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. I would give it a 5-star rating. It is complex. It left me thinking. The characters are so real. I'm totally relating to the characters. I don't remember all of the names of all the sub-characters, because there's a lot of them. Like, you meet Sarah's family, her mortal family, before she goes with with Nyktos, and then you meet several gods and goddesses and godlings and stuff that live in the God's realm, is that the right word for it? And some of them have some very interesting names. If I wrote them down, I could tell you them all. But there's some interesting people, and they have a lot of depth. And yeah, like, I felt relatable to them. I felt really relatable to Sarah. She goes through a lot. She has a difficult life. But to be fair, like, when I read the back there, if you got that, like, she thinks she has to, she was raised to be an assassin, to kill someone. Like, that does a number on you. I can't imagine anyone having, in real life, being normal with that in their life. So in a book, like, obviously there's issues. It was a definite page turner. I did not want to put it down. I am so glad I bought it. Obviously, I bought it because I read the other series and I loved it, so I wanted to own this one as well. So I have the whole collection. I am going to be mad because the first two are out, and I have the second one here. It is A Light in the Flame, which I will be reading next, starting tomorrow. But the third one is not out in paperback until like November or December in 2023. It is January. That is a long, long fucking time. It is out digitally, and I might end up buying it digitally and then the actual physical book in November, because I don't know if I could wait that long before reading the third one, seeing as how emotional I got over reading the first one. I think it might stress me out a little bit. Like I said, I can't say it enough. Highly recommend. Very glad I own it. Oh, now that I'm turning it over, I'm seeing in behind the trees the dragon scales and everything too. So the dragon's eye on the cover, and like I can see in the bottom corner here the dragon scales behind the tree. That's cool. I love the little details like that. Go out and buy it if you are a fan of Sarah J. Maas. And there was someone else I was going to recommend. Now I can't remember. Check out Jennifer L. Armentrout. I love her books. It is amazing. She has such great talent. I have no idea how she does it. Anyway, thank you for watching that video. They will get a little bit better because I've taken a month off, so I'm getting back into it and getting better at it as I go. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I hope you read the book. And I will see you all in the next video.